the last phone call, I remember when he called me, I was like, hello, can you come in so that we can discuss? I told him I don't have transport. And that was the last conversation we had. He never called back. All right, welcome back to Staircase Conversations. This is episode 3, and it's a beautiful thing that it's happening in April. That is, we are entering the second quarter of the year, and we're also in the Easter season. So those that were fasting, thank you for fasting. It was a beautiful period, thank you. And those that were not, also, thank you for not fasting. Anyways, let's get into this episode today. It is episode 3. Actually, I had done an episode 3 before, but I decided to trash it because it wasn't resonating with what I thought I would speak about this season. So today's episode, I am actually naming it Rest, Reset, and Restart. And I'm talking about the period which I almost lost my sanity. So why I feel like I'm going to be able to help someone out there in this episode. Firstly, I want to say thank you to all of those people, everyone, each and everyone that has followed us, that has subscribed to our YouTube channel. You are very good. You're very great. Thank you so much. Those that are watching, those that are actually commenting, those that are liking. It's a beautiful thing, and it gives us morale and energy to continue what we're doing. Thank you to all of those that gave us feedback on what to improve and what to change here and there. It's very great, and we accept more feedback. Anyways, so let me get into this. Talking about myself, because I feel like maybe if we get to understand each other a bit more, we shall grow together. 2020 was there I got my first real job that actually pays a salary, and it was a video editor at a very good company. And when I entered there, my first pay was 400,000, and I was fresh out of school, and I didn't have much of responsibilities except those that I was giving myself. I didn't have much of those responsibilities. And in 2020, I was fresh out of school. I had just learned how to be a video editor and a little bit of filming. The previous year, 2019. So when I got my first job in 2020, around June or April, I think. It was a referral from a friend, and the first pay I worked for 2 weeks and they gave me 200,000, which I was very happy. And my boss told me, you know what, we're going to increase your salary, and immediately you're going to get 500,000 the next month. So I was happy. I was an editor. I was editing very fast. I was working from Monday to Saturday, and at the moment we're fresh out of COVID, out of the COVID period, and it was within the COVID period that we actually took time off. I think I got the job in around September or August there, so it was fresh out of the COVID period that I was learning a lot of things here and there, and I got to understand that, I think where my passion is becoming a video editor at the moment. So a friend gets me this job. I start working, and I was editing videos for YouTube, and the clients were very happy, and I was very good at what I was doing. So fast forward, time goes by, we reach 2021. So within that whole period, I don't think my parents were happy at the moment, because they expected me to be someone else or something else. And also, as you know, I was still young, so there are so many things that I had done so wrong at home that I started we there was a rift and a distance between me and my family. Yeah. So in that period, I was so alone, and I was having the friends I was having were more of workmates, and a few of those that were from church with me. Fast forward, I reached the 6th month of the job, and what actually happens is that the boss who was giving me this 500,000 first started by delaying the pay, and got it like a week later. And then the next month, we got like half our salary. So I was very passionate. I was like, let's continue working and all that. And then the next month, we didn't get any money at all. And then moving on to the following month, there was no money at all. Now imagine you are working and you're receiving no money at all. And I just remembered, because my grandpa used to tell us, I'm on job. Sometimes you have the government delays to pay salaries. Yeah. So when you are working, they delay, but eventually they pay. So he used to tell us, this month maybe we have spent 6 months without receiving our salary and I was seeing that he would always, be okay. So I was like, maybe there's a little bit of some issues on job, but eventually I'll get my money. So for me, it wasn't about the money at the moment. It was actually about being around and working and improving my skill. So in the process, I had improved the skill, and I got a side gig at the same point. So getting this side gig, I had actually never tried filming for a client before, and there was so much that went wrong within the process because I didn't receive so much guidance. Most of the time we are learning theory, and we don't get to practice. We don't get mentors to teach us how to film, how to do this. Yeah, so that is one of the biggest problems in our schools. So yeah, and I started looking at money I'm receiving from this client, and then also I am not receiving money from my job. And 4 months of not receiving salary, I painfully decided to quit the job. And immediately I had just quit the job. My contract with this new client was terminated, and it was a stressful point because firstly, I didn't have any money on me. Secondly, I wanted to live a good life. Thirdly, as so distant from my family, I did not have anyone that I could talk to, that I could sit down and tell what I am going through without actually judging me. It felt like everyone was judging me at the moment. Yes, I had some friends around, but for me it was a very hard period. Yeah. On top, I looked like, I was smiling and all that. Everyone's there, yeah. But there was so much pain I was going through at the moment, because my first real job, and then I leave it because of not being paid. It made me actually feel like people are ungrateful. It made me feel like I could not work for anyone anymore. Yeah. But that is the period when the second COVID came in. And when the second COVID came in, maybe one thing I had not talked about is I had also started a business in the same period when I was still being employed. Yeah, so when I started a business, it was more of a chicken stall, and I employed this young gentleman. So everything started going wrong at the point where this young gentleman was not reporting the clear money, and all the time he was trying to steal part of the money and all that. In Uganda we call it kuba njawulo, and where it was unnecessary. So the business was crumbling. Yeah, it was crumbling, and I closed the business. So basically the money I was making, I had put into the business, and then I stopped making money. I expected to start earning from my business, and actually I invested more in the business. I started getting loans for the business, and everything that I was building at that very moment was not making sense anymore. I decided to close it. I closed down everything. Like, it was a very hurtful moment. I really couldn't understand myself, and there was no one I could explain this to, because it felt like no one could understand this, and no one was actually watching or listening. So I'm back to ground zero after a full year of working, and there was nothing I had to show for it. Not even a shoe, not even a cloth. There was nothing, and I am back to zero. So in the period, we COVID comes in, and I meet a friend. Imagine someone I'm learned. I have my skills of head, and then what I decided, I was like, you know what? I've met this friend. They have a business. Let me help them out. So they're having a chapati stall. So I actually decided to help them. I decided to work with them. And as not being paid at the moment, not actually for the whole period, there was no payment for me, because I felt like maybe if I use this period to actually get off this stress, not think about it, maybe within the process there is something I could learn that I could do, or maybe this is the business I could get into, or get into a restaurant business or something, because I felt like I'm hating on working for people. Yeah. And then within the period, I am approached by a friend who actually wanted to start up a YouTube channel. He was like, you know what? Hi, Chris. I want to start a YouTube channel. I saw you worked for a company that was doing YouTube, and I know you started your YouTube channel. Actually, I started a YouTube channel, my first YouTube channel, in 2018. Yeah. If you're to check, it's called Timber Productions House. If you're to check, I started it in 2018, and we're doing some music there by then. I think it was 2018, 2019, there, around there. 2018, 2019, around there. Yeah. And then, when he approached me, he was like, I want us to work together. Let's start a YouTube channel, and help me out. We shoot, we edit, and what. So I was like, okay, maybe this is my opportunity for me to get back to work. Yes, I was not being paid still for this, but I felt like I needed to put out this service, to give it out to someone. And yeah, fast forward, we get into it, we start doing it slowly by slowly, and honestly, we get off track with a guy, because maybe at the moment we needed money and we needed to make money. So we got off track and started doing some other things that could bring in money, and forgot about the YouTube channel. So we made money, and at that point we're making money, but we're not getting paid, because we expected at the end of the day, when we are done with this business that we had gotten into, we shall share the profits, and maybe make something out of it. But truth be told, for me, maybe it's something I've never shared with him, but I didn't take it well. By the time I left the person, this guy, yes, also he had lost out, because he was the biggest investor into this. There's nothing I gained out of it. There was no money that I bet. There's nothing. Now look at this point. I have worked for you. I've worked with you, and now I'm back to the same story. I have nothing. So this traumatized me. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop. Let me keep going. Let me keep going. So I decided to keep going. I got a job to work as a manager at a studio. So I started working there, and honestly, I knew nothing about studios. There was no money coming in at that point in the studio, and this gentleman, the owner of the studio, was paying me some money on a daily. I would earn more, something like 15 or 20,000, which I would use like 8,000 on transport. So fast forward, we reached a period and money stopped coming in. I was not earning from this guy. He wasn't paying me anymore. And then I decided to quit. The last phone call I remember, when he called me, I was like, hello, can you come in so that we can discuss? I told him I don't have transport. And that was the last conversation we had. He never called back. So there's nothing for me anymore at that point. And it still hit and traumatized me. It reminded me of the previous two people I've been working with, and the ones I was working with, the ones I was working for. So it was very difficult on my end. So at a point again, I got another job, and these people were offering a job, and the job was remote. It needed me to have a computer and internet. So I tried to hustle out to get the internet, but then I didn't have a computer. So I speak to one of my relatives, and then I ask him, you know what? I tell him I got a job and it requires me to have a computer. And the computer that I need costs only 600,000 shillings. Can you kindly help me out so that I could purchase a computer? And I was like, okay, no problem. Call me in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, I call. I didn't get feedback. It was like, call me again in a week. Actually, I got feedback. Call me in a week. I called in a week. He wasn't picking up. He wasn't being responsive even to my messages. So at that very point, I actually looked at everything and I was like, you know what? I think there's nothing anymore for me. When work decides to come, it will come. If anything is up for me, I'll do it. But for now, I don't think I'm going to work for anyone, because they had given me an opportunity to work, but then I didn't have the computers, and it took me a month, and they were willing to be patient, but there was nothing for me at that point. So when I was like, you know what, I think I'm done. I'm done with all of this. And this was all of this, as I speak, was in a period of 3 years, from 2020 to 2022. Yeah, so I decided, you know what, I think let me rest. I called, I won't disclose the person, but there's a place that I went to, and we sat. They took me in. I rested in their place. I was like, let me rest, let me reset. If it needs me to restart, I will restart when the time has come. So I decided I'm not working for anyone anymore. When money comes, it will come. I'll make it. And yeah. So I had lost hope, and for me, I decided to rest. I disappeared. I went off grid for a very long time, close to 6 months. And even when my current job came in, they shared with me, "Hi Chris, we have an opportunity." Someone shared with me, "There's an opportunity here to work for someone." I was like, "Nah, I'm not interested." Then the person I was living with, she was like, "You know what? Sign up for the job." Okay, I put in my CV, and then they called me for the interview. I refused to go. Like seriously, they sent in an email, and I didn't, as at a point where I was fed up of working for people. Because honestly, yes, I had the brains, I had everything that it took to make it, but then I kept on being disappointed by mankind. So I decided to not go. But then this person insisted and got another opportunity for me for an interview. And I was like, okay, let me go. And when I went for this, I actually aced the interview. And these people are like, "You know what? Yeah, you deserve this job." And I decided at that point to restart. Go back to zero, restart. I had rested. I decided to reset myself and then restarted. And honestly, I cannot regret. This is the point where I don't regret anything at this point, because there's so many things that I got to learn from the journey. I got to learn from this journey. Yeah. And I think there is something also for you to learn from it. Yeah. This has been a lengthy episode, more than the usual ones. But then I feel like I felt like this was necessary. Maybe you needed to learn something from it, and I wanted to share this part of my journey. And yeah, I got the job in November 2022, and this is 2026, and I'm still happy with my job. And yeah, everything is working out for me. Like there is so much that I have benefited from this, and thanks to my employers. Honestly, I personally, I never felt like I was going to work for anyone anymore, because I was tired. I was tired of working for people. It was very, like, it caused a lot of trauma. And for me, up to this point, if anyone tries to cheat me of my money, yeah, I get so angry, I get so emotional, I get so pissed, because I know what I went through. I don't want to go through that point anymore. I don't want to go through being cheated anymore. It brings back a lot of bad memories, and it's not for me. That is not for me. You get it? And for me, all I need is a peace of mind. Yeah? Something that when we decide to work together, yeah, let me get paid. And I know there are so many people out there that are either going through what I'm going through, or that have gone through it before. One thing I can tell you, or I can let you know, is that do not fear to rest, to reset, and then to restart. Do it. If I ever get to that point again right now, I'm not afraid to go back down to zero. I'll go to zero, I'll rest, reset, and then restart. Because our mental health is key. It's something that we don't talk about. I think in the second season, because I'm making this season for only season 1 will be only 10 episodes, and it will only be me. But I think in season 2 we shall talk about mental health. Yeah, I'll bring someone, we talk about mental health, a friend, and then yeah, we see where to go from this. But I want to say thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, thank you for subscribing. This has been a lengthier episode than the normal one because I was actually sharing about my life. And Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving Staircase Conversations. Hit the like button, comment. Yeah, at least tell us in the comment section what have you learned from this story, this entire story. Tell us what you have learned, and then yeah, we get feedback from you. And maybe what would you love to listen or to hear from me talk about in one of these episodes? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and happy Easter holidays. Yeah, it's the longest holiday. And thank you. Peace out.